Zainab, the lost girl.
In the quiet village of Lugu, a little girl named Zainab lived with her father, Malam Adam, and stepmother Adiza. Zainab's mother had passed away when she was only 4, leaving her in the care of her loving but often absent father. Malam Adamu was a trader, frequently traveling to faraway towns to sell goods, leaving Zainab at the mercy of Adiza. Adiza never liked Zainab. She saw her as a burden and often treated her harshly, making her do all the house chores while her own children played. Zainab, however, remained kind and obedient, always hoping that one day her father would see the truth. One morning, Adiza handed Zainab a small clay pot and said, "Go to the stream and fetch water, and don't return until you have filled this pot to the brim." Zainab, though tired and hungry, obeyed. She carried the pot on her head and walked the long dusty path to the stream. But as she bent down to fetch water, she slipped on a wet stone and tumbled into the fast-flowing water. The current was strong, sweeping her away before she could call for help. When Zainab finally opened her eyes, she found herself lying on the riverbank in an unfamiliar part of the forest. The trees towered above her and strange sounds echoed through the air. She was lost. For days, she wandered the dense forest, surviving on wild fruits and sleeping under trees. Fear gripped her heart as she remembered the stories of wild animals that roamed at night, but she refused to give up. One evening, as she sat crying beneath a large mango tree, an old woman with a wrinkled face and kind eyes approached her. "Why are you crying, little one?" the woman asked gently. Through her sobs, Zainab explained her story. The old woman, whom she later learned was Mama Zuwaira, took her to a small hut deep in the forest. She fed Zainab, gave her warm clothes, and promised to help her find her way home. Days passed, and just as Mama Zuwaira prepared to take Zainab back to Lugu, a cunning old man named Baba Gambo appeared. He claimed he was a friend of Malam Adamu and had been searching for Zainab. Mama Zuwaira, believing him, allowed Zainab to go with him, but Baba Gambo had lied. He took Zainab to his own home far away and forced her to work for him. He made her fetch firewood, cook his meals, and clean his house. Whenever she tried to escape, he would lock her in a small hut. One night, as Baba Gambo snored loudly, Zainab noticed that he had left the door to her hut slightly open. With her heart pounding, she tiptoed outside and ran as fast as she could into the dark forest. She ran for hours until she stumbled upon a group of travelers resting by a fire. Exhausted, she collapsed in front of them. The kind travelers took her in, gave her food, and listened to her story. One of them, a trader from Lugu, recognized her father's name. The travelers took Zainab back to her village. When they arrived, Malam Adamu was overwhelmed with joy and relief. He embraced his daughter and wept, realizing how much he had failed to see her before. When Zainab told him about Adiza's cruelty, Malam Adamu confronted his wife. The villagers, angered by her wickedness, insisted that she be punished. Adiza, now exposed, was sent away from the village, never to return. With Adiza gone, Malam Adamu vowed never to leave Zainab alone again. Zainab grew up to be a strong and wise woman, always helping others, especially children who had no one to care for them. She never forgot the kindness of Mama Zuwaira and the travelers who saved her, and she made sure to always repay kindness with kindness.